Oh
Working
no!
on it.
Can we get a fact check? Are we
I'm
indeed
working
live?
on it.
While Luke is working on it,
Chris!
D&D is a game.
D&D is a game that we are not sponsored
Shiny.
by. Luke,
it's
Shiny.
a
got
borb.
Burb.
An hour in.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, so if we are live, hi everyone. Welcome
We
to
should
Fall
be.
As They May, the show where Pokemon...
Everything's made up, but the points don't matter.
Where Pokemon Sun and Moon, or Pokemon Shield and Sword God came out yesterday, and like 3 people in our group are playing it.
Right now, in fact.
I
Yeah,
got a
right
little
now
That's
it's
a baby.
No, I'm not.
And yeah, we're probably, streaming this on the worst day because there's gonna be a bunch of popular streamers who are doing it, but fuck it. We'll just stream anyway. We're consistent, kind of, maybe. Never.
Emo.
Alright, stop, Luke. We get it.
What?
Anyway. Yeah, so that's what we're waking up to today. David is dying because he decided to go to sleep at 3 in the morning. So,
My favorite.
I'm dying because I have a sickness and have not been
But are you
sneezing
getting
and
done with
coughing
it?
for ages. I'll work through it.
You
I'm
have to
dying.
get up first.
he does have to get up first and then get down.
Come on, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ugh.
last we left off, the favored few, aiding in an incursion by the aiding in defending Arkala from an incursion by the Brotherhood, found themselves face to face with one of the members of Special Forces, Umbra, who they did combat with. Over the course, Gu was taken out, and it was a series of up and down for the favored few as Umbra just managed to cleave through them after his men had managed to whittle them down a good amount. But in the end, Ophelia managed to finish him off with a magic missile, destroying him completely, and he was rendered to complete shadow. However, Ezreal, managing to see where this very soft shadow was moving, managed to get Ravioli and Flanar's Hawk, who's... I don't think you ever gave him a name. Now that I'm thinking
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't. He doesn't need a name. He's a
Yeah.
hawk.
Alright.
Rude.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, does Flanar's Hawk have a name? No. Anyway,
Nope.
they tracked the shadow towards a small encampment a couple of hours outside of the battlefield, where a series of glyphs lit up and a metal box appeared with a gateway on the inside. The shadow made its way through, and Ravioli, following with Ophelia looking, found herself in this odd facility with a series of arcane runes running over the top and a giant central one. And directly underneath it was a single individual with tubes running out of his back, chained to a wall. As the shadow went in, he screamed, and an individual seemingly was able to localize a silence spell and keep his screams muffled. The party returned to Arkala, rested. They informed the commander to the location of this box. They sent some people, and after a couple hours they had returned with a malnourished and weak half-orc in tow, who was later revealed to be, his name was Xander Callum, and is now being held in an Arkala prison. The party then awaited a few days to wait for a cleric to arrive. Chris. A ritual was performed, and Gu was brought back from death. But not before an encounter where he saw his daughter and wife in the afterlife. However, we come back to just as the ritual is concluded, Gu's body lay unconscious but breathing on the makeshift altar here in Arkala. You see a number of individuals, having passed by and witnessed the ritual, look on with awe and some with disgust. As you can only imagine after a war like this, having so many people been lost, so many people lacking the funds to be able to perform a ritual like this, there is definitely an air of tension for some as they pass by you. However, that's where we left off. She's finishing up. She just does a quick once over on Goo, checks his pulse, make sure everything is okay. It seems your friend is back. She looks around and she kind of notices the number of eyes that are staring at her. Perhaps it's for the best that I head back. Thank you again. And she kind of reaches into her bag, and as she pulls out a letter and gives it over to you, she says, "The Emperor would request your presence as soon as possible. But I understand if you need to take some time for yourself. Anyway, she kind of looks down at Goo and kind of gives a smile and a pat on his shoulders. Let's hope I don't have to do this for you again for a while, alright? And she kind of looks you over and says, you should have, do you not have the capability of resurrection? Have you learned how to do it?
Do I?
You can cast Raise Dead. You should be able to.
It depends on
You're
whether
a
or not
12th level. You're 12th level.
It depends on 1 if it's prepared, 2 if the
you
funds
do have
are
to
there.
prepare it ahead of time. Although you could have done so at the time. It just costs the material component. But you can perform a resurrection ritual, Ezreal. It just means that you can't actively participate in it because you're the one directing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can.
I forgot I can heal.
It's a good, especially in these times, it's good to have something a bit more powerful on hand. Just bear that in mind, alright? She'll, at this point, make her way off with a few soldiers who lead her back to what you presume to be the circle that she's been using to teleport here.
I'm going back out on the battlefield. I need to find that 6-shooter.
Alright, so you go ahead and make your way back out. I'd like you to go ahead and make me an investigation.
Alright. I need to make sure that gun is in good hands, so... Come on, damn it. Oh yeah, of course, investigation's +0. Sure, why not? Don't know why it's at disadvantage, but it'd be 15.
But 15. So you make your way back out, and the further you push out, you start to see that there are people in the process of recovering various bodies still, and you notice that a few of them, though it's not as much of a search team, there are a few bodies that have been scattered or tossed into dead brush, but have been given just enough that it's making it difficult to see. People are pulling them out, even these few days later. And as you're scanning the battlefield, you don't see any sign of that 6-shooter.
Are there any hints of who I fought is still on the battlefield?
No,
some sort of cloth, some sort of material.
This would be a more of a survival check. So go ahead and make survival. Go ahead and give me a survival check, because you're looking specifically for fragments of this individual. 24, you do a thorough search and you're looking through and you're not finding anything. No cloth, not even any footprints at this point.
This is a long shot, but I'm going to ask, would I know if a vampire gets defeated, do what they carry with them stay with them?
Make a religion check.
This is not going to go well either. 11.
I mean, you haven't really ever encountered vampires in your time.
All I got is lore.
mean, yeah, you've heard little bits in lore, like you understand that their resting place is typically a coffin. You know that there's a few methods of getting rid of them. As to whether or not things that are being carried are carried with them, it's not really something you've ever encountered. Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're out here, Forner?
This is so fucking stupid, but I'm in it now. I'm going to go to where the tomb is.
Okay, go ahead and give me another survivalist be at advantage because you rolled so high in the last one. 20. That's still enough. So you make your way through, kind of following not really footprints. You're more following what looks like very deliberate breaks in the trees, in the bark of trees, and some of the brush as you're pushing your way through. And eventually, after a couple hours, you find yourself upon the Brotherhood's encampment, still there. The box has disappeared. However, what you do notice as you're going up is that kind of somewhere towards the middle of it, it looks like there are a series of burned runes that are kind of almost like they're warped at this point. It looks like parts of them have been scuffed or broken in parts. You're not quite sure if it's usable, but you do see that there is a very deliberate series of arcane runes in a circular formation in the middle of this encampment.
Now, when you say deliberate breaks, would that be deliberate breaks that were from the guards that we told about the area?
Deliberate breaks is in, it seems like... Make an Arcana check, actually.
Again? All these intelligence rolls where I have no
I'm trying
expertise.
to discern the nature... Well, that was still really high. Deliberate in the sense that once the runes have expended their use, it seems like there was some sort of enchantment placed on them that after a certain time period was up, they would fracture themselves to make them unusable.
So the question becomes, did the guards get here, enter, come out, and then there was a break? Or is it something else? You know what? No, I'm gonna check to see if there are multiple footpaths that lead into and out of this place.
Okay, make a survival roll.
I need to know...
Solo man Flanar. He's a hero.
Damn it.
That's still good. I mean, yeah, there's a number of footprints that are going from this location, but not really a whole lot coming to. Seems like a lot of the... It seems like there's a couple, maybe 3 or 4 footprints that actually come back. However, those are the only ones that you find that are fresh. All of them seem to be... As said, this seems to kind of be where they were operating out of before the incursion happened. So there's a lot of boot prints that are making their way away from here.
All right.
Or at least one of the areas that they were operating out of.
Well, I'm not going to be able to get in there if it's messed up. Not unless I get someone really good at magic. A.k.a. Hi, Ophelia. I want to make one last check, and it's probably going to be investigation. It's not going to work, but I'm going to see if there's anything left behind in this camp.
Yeah, that would be investigation
because
you're getting close and really like getting into the nitty gritty of trying to search. I mean, you find a few scattered coins. You find some backpacks. However, they just kind of contain the same kind of camping gear you already have. But nothing really prolific that stands out to you, except for the immediate.
All right. Well, I guess that's all the information I can get out of this, which is unfortunate. I'll go back to the group.
All right. So you all right? So in that few hours, because it is going to take you a little while to get back.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you, what would the rest of you like to do? Goose, at this point, Flanar has stepped away from the ritual. Goob still lays there, kind of a blanket over him, just resting.
Don't worry, I got this. And then I'm gonna try and grab him up and just like take him back to the inn.
You're gonna try to pick him up?
Careful.
Yep.
Make an athletics check.
Hang on.
I'm
giving advantage.
Go ahead.
I'm helping.
I'm smiling while I'm unconscious, by the way.
So you guys see as you guys go over. Ophelia, you get the legs. Ezreal, you get his back, and as you're about to lift, you look down and you notice that there's just a big smile on Goose's face. Ophelia, make a athletics check and advantage.
Yeah, natural 20, my boy.
Whoa.
All right, you look at each other, you give each other the nod. You're like, all right, 1, just like a boot camp. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You start carrying Goo away. It looks like those It looks a little bit like the monkey paramedics.
Monkey man.
You know what I'm talking about?
Training paid off. Yeah.
I think he's really happy about what you said. Oh, he's really happy. I'm probably gonna make him some food later.
But you guys go ahead and take him back to the tired steed. Valak, is there anything you'd like to do in this time?
I'm gonna go talk to Mafi.
Well, you guys are not in Nuxvar right now. You guys are about 6 days travel outside. You guys are still in Arkala at this point.
Is there any place I could just go and get a axe?
Well, not really. There's a general shop here, but they don't really sell a lot of weapons. You could possibly go talk to the barracks, see if they'd be willing to part with an axe that they might have.
General store?
Yeah, there's a small
Maybe
general
get
shop.
some potions?
So as a point of reference, you guys did go there before, and you found out that they didn't have any potions. You guys knew that they had a limited amount, and you bought them. Remember, Arkala is not a very prominent town. It is very much more acting as a military base than it is an actual town for people to live in. There's just a few amenities that make it a livable situation.
So, probably nothing.
Yeah, it's very limited with what they have here.
Maybe go hunting.
Okay, you want to go hunting?
Yeah.
All right, I'd like you to go ahead and I'd like you to roll me a survival. Then Balak will, as you guys are up, getting go away. Go ahead and make me a survival. 23. So as you're going ahead and making your way through Balak, we'll say it takes you about as long as it takes for Flonar to finish up his stuff. You start pushing your way through. As you're kind of sitting, you hear a few tweets, an errant tweet here and there, from a few birds that have managed to survive whatever has been happening to the forest. You see a gathering of mushrooms that are kind of growing close to the tree trunks, to the dead trees around. With that 23, you start to see what looks like a number of different footprints that are going off in various directions. You hear what sounds like a high-pitched growling, something you've encountered before. That is quickly, you hear this, like, before you just hear a series of footprints running away from you.
I am going to chase it.
You're going to chase the footprints or the loud noise? Those were two different sources.
Oh. The loud noise.
Alright, so, as you push on, based on your survival roll, you know that that noise, while incredibly loud, was a good distance away. Are you still going to track it? You can, I'm just saying it's going to take a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you go ahead and you push your way through, go ahead and give me one more survival roll, please. 13.
Ooh.
Alright, not as good. As you go ahead and you push your way through the various dead bushes, the ground itself seems to become softer as you're pushing through. You're not quite sure which direction that sound came from. However, it's been about an hour and a half later than Flanar's been out, and the ground itself is this soft, almost malleable form against your foot. However, you've kind of lost direction as to where the sound had come from.
Okay, I'll just turn around then.
Okay. So you go ahead and you make your way back. If you'd like to, you could have captured some of those birds if you'd like to.
No, I don't need any more birds. I still have the one in the bag of clothing.
Okay. You go ahead and make your way back. Ophelia and Israel, is there anything you'd like to do in the time that Balak and Flanar have been gone?
I'm just sitting near Go.
Okay. So Flanar, you return to Arkala. there anything you'd like to do?
I want to try to see if I can't find where the group is.
Oh, you get pretty good inclination. You guys have basically used the Tired Steed as your meeting place.
All right.
Alright, so you go ahead and make your way over to the Tired Steed. You can see, for all of you at this point, any soldiers that have survived at this point are being treated like royalty. At least what royalty can be treated like in Arkala. They're getting free meals and drinks. And you see a lot of them are scuffed up and cut. Some of them are kind of quietly just staring into their cup. Seemingly just the 1,000-yard stare. Not really aware of their surroundings at this moment. Some are actually celebrating a victory. It seems like some groups of friends may have survived and are in the process of clanking glasses, eating. But there's definitely a mixed tension in the room, mixed tension in the central tavern area as you make your way in.
All right. I'm gonna go up to Ophelia if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Ophelia you're in the tavern?
Yep.
Alright, so you go up to Ophelia, who is doing Ophelia things.
Tell me everything you know about vampires right now.
Make a religion check, Ophelia.
She's actually pretty good at this.
There you go. You know quite a bit. You know that vampires, you know all the basics of vampires. They don't like running water. They don't like direct sunlight. You know that they have the ability to create vampire spawn if they're able to basically drain someone dry of all their blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they have a weakness. If they're stabbed through the chest, they become paralyzed. Or stuck in the chest with a wooden stake, they become paralyzed. You know that whenever a vampire dies, it has to return to its coffin in order to rest. You would know, I guess, what one of Clonar's more prolific questions. You would know that when a vampire dies, typically whatever it's carrying with it at the time does go back with it.
Well, when she answers that, I'm just gonna go,
yeah.
Fuck! So we are dealing with undead. I tried to see if I can't find that gun he had. In fact, he was just firing over and over and over again, just so fast. That thing's dangerous.
And I try and remember if his gun like dematerialized, like when I took him out, or
yeah, make an intelligence roll.
Yes, is I intelligent character?
Yeah, you know that when Xander or when Umbra was killed, the gun dematerialized with him.
Okay then.
Shit.
I have to get my Arkala notes back out. There they are.
Well, if that's what we're dealing with, then something else I need to get out of the way. That place you were looking at,
Mm-hmm.
it had a spot for something. You said it was some sort of arcane gate or whatever it was you were talking about.
Yeah.
Well, as of right now, to what I saw out there, it's kind of broken. I'm not sure if you can fix it or if we can...
Did you break it?
No, I did not. As much as I hate magic, I have to deal with it on a constant basis. Whatever happened with that gate, it was meant to just go off on a timer. Probably related to when we killed that guy. Well, kill's a very strong word if it's a vampire. More like temporarily displaced for another day. But if you want to go ahead and continue on with the lead there, you have that. But you also have orders from the Emperor. Come back. And as I've stated many times before, I follow my orders. And I would expect all of you to as well. And I'll look around. I'll try to see if the lock's here. And
the lock is not here at this moment.
Locke's doing the lock things.
The lock's doing the lock things. Although you also know that Farid also know that that she did say that it was as soon as possible, but she also said that you could take a few days if you needed to.
Tube sorting along that guy's back.
I will also say, Famar, you know that he's being held in the prison here, or at least the guy they recovered.
I'm gonna be gone in a moment. Thank you for your information there, Ophelia.
Yep.
If that's me, smiling Ophelia. Alright.
Before I do go, I do want to get an eye on Asriel. How's she looking?
I'm not here. I'm in Goo's room.
So goes.
All right.
So she's upstairs.
So it was just me and Ophelia. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
You, Ophelia, and some of the militia.
All right. Well, can't ask her questions now. I got a thought process to continue going through. So
Okay.
I will go there.
So you're heading to the prison.
Yep.
All right. So when you arrive, you see that there are a number of militia who are in the process of talking through some things. You see Warden Ezekin. That's currently standing out front as he's finishing her. Thank you. Actually, that's very useful. We'll have them shipped off as soon as we can. But I'm sure you understand we're in the process. We're in a tight schedule right now. And the militia kind of give a nod and a salute before making their way off. You see our friends. Mr. Lenar, I believe.
Yes.
Well, I would like to, before anything, I'd like to say thank you for assisting in the defense.
It's all part of the job description, sir.
Well, either way, you've done a great service for this town, and I'm sure the Emperor will be quite pleased.
There's still work here to be done. There still needs to be a spy to be outed, and more importantly, we need to find a way to get this guy into individuals that may be able to extract more information. If this guy's as high up as he claims to be,
Yeah,
he's got information.
He's been surprisingly forthcoming, actually. That's not something I'd expected. I presume you'd wish to speak to him?
I did, but before I do, what are the... This is hard to fucking say. What are the conditions for a prison cell? Any chance of seeing any outside light?
Well, here it's only temporary. There are windows that he can see out of. Though in the few days that we've had him, he's made no escape attempts. I can't tell if that's of his own volition or just his weakened state. Once away from here, he's going to be transferred to Nuxvar, where he'd be put in a better secured facility. I presume, at least from what I'd heard, there's a special field on that facility that doesn't allow the use of magic. So, should he have any magical ability, though again he hasn't made any attempts to escape as of yet, it will be better suppressed there.
I worry about something. It's about that man we faced. I'm not sure if it's him or if he's related in some way. But from what I've been able to describe to my group, it seems I've said this theory to them. We're dealing with something from the undead.
Well, that's certainly a bit disconcerting, but it's good to know what our enemy is. I'll be sure to make a report of it. I'll make sure the rest of the militia and my men are informed, and I'll ensure the commander is informed as well if you haven't already told him.
No, sir. I've just been on a track.
I'll make sure word gets to him.
Thank you very much. All right. I'm going to try to rub my face and try to prep myself up as best as possible with a very noticeable grin. Just
Are you all right?
Oh no, I'm never good at talking with people, and I'll get ready to step in.
All right, so he'll go ahead and lead you over to the cell where Xander's being held. As you kind of look in, similar to what Ezreal had seen before, the dark, almost onyx-skinned half-orc, these dark brown eyes and auburn dark auburn hair. As you look at him, kind of slowly kind of raises his eyes over. We're doing this again, are we? As the warden goes ahead and opens the cell and allows you in, but closes it behind you, but stays close by, and you see a number of guards come as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and unsheathe my sword of sharpness, and I'm just going to place it right next to my leg. I'm just gonna start tapping against the side with my own leg, and I'm just gonna go. I don't talk well.
Clearly.
I don't do the kind words. I don't do the please help us kind of thing. So I'm going to be blunt. And I'll talk to you as a soldier to another soldier. You're not going to be able to get out. You're not going to be able to see anyone from your organization. So the only thing
you're really great at starting an interrogation by telling the prisoner he's not going to see anybody again. Really makes me want to talk. Honestly, I don't know why you're the one conducting this interrogation, but let's see where it goes. Maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, speaking on light, how's the sun treating you?
There's not really any light here, then again, there never really was.
That's unfortunate. But I've been doing some work. Namely on the place where, supposedly, we found you. And in relation to an individual that we were fighting on the battlefield. So, again, I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be forthright. And more importantly, if I don't get my answers, I'm going to start stabbing. What do you know about vampires?
I don't know anything about vampires. I've never I mean, we've read stories about them, but they're not really a thing. I presume they were just myth, but seeing as you're talking about it, I guess they exist in this time.
$13.
Just being honest.
My compatriots, before these guards found you, they found you strung up, had stuff just connected all over you.
Oh yeah, fun times.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what was pulled out of you, or more importantly, what may have been put in you. Either way.
Look, I don't know if there's anything put in me. Weird phrasing there. Look, all I know is that things would happen, and then I'd feel a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
But I was always in too much of a delirious state to really see what was going on.
Well, you could feel.
Yes. Felt like I was getting... Felt like my body was melting.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to resheathe the sword. I'm going to lean against the bars as I look at him. I hate to say this to you, my friend, but you were a meal for who we were going after you.
Fine. If that's the case, then I just want to end all this. I want to go find... as I told your compatriot, Ezreal, is that her name? I just want to find my team and get home. That's it.
Hmm.
I don't care about this stupid war. I don't care about our mission.
Well, as of right now, you're still wrapped up into this, and whether or not you agree with being a part of the war or not, you're stuck in it. Just like I'm stuck in it.
Oh, is that what you think?
Oh, yes. I absolutely do. I had...
You could leave whenever you wanted to.
You say that. How about you say that to the two people that I cared most about? Two people that I went ahead and hunted down. And I had to go ahead and watch them slowly decay from the inside.
Well, I apologize that you lost two people close to you. You... Don't play chicken with me. Let's just say that. I've seen more horror than you can imagine. When you're one person of four who's sent into the middle of a toxic zone without telling you too much. You see a lot more than just, oh, we lost two people. When you've had a child die in your arms after you just promised it that you'd get it to safety, you can tell me that you've gone through hell. I'm sick of all of it, but I can't stop fighting. And that's why I want to get home. I don't care about this war. I care about the people we left behind. They're the ones who are suffering now. I don't plan to leave battle, because there is nowhere else to go in my home. But my team is needed there, and I need to find them. So, I've told you and them everything that I can. Everything I remember. I want to go. And you don't have to give me any equipment to go with. I'll find my own. But I have to get my family, and we have to go home. And if you're really going to stand there and say that you're the righteous one for keeping me here, well, then I guess that just comes from a derived sense of false self-importance.
152. That's how many years I've been here. Elves, they tend to live for many, many, many centuries, and I plan on doing more than just standing here and saying that I'm self-important. I'm here to get a job done, as were you. So, I'm only going to ask this one time. Whether or not you want to answer truthfully or not, that's up to you. If you truly do care about getting back to your family, will you produce as much information as possible about the 6-shooter gun?
If I was the one who designed it, I would. I didn't take it. I know how to make guns, but I don't know how to make something of that quality. I know how to make more advanced guns than what you have here, but that came from something else. The commander gifted it to me before we came here.
So you're saying the gun was yours?
It was. I owned it, well, mine by gift. I don't know, again, I don't know how to make it. I tried to recreate it, but we didn't have the materials. We didn't have enough material for it. And the design itself was... It seemed to have been made by someone a lot more skilled than I was. I would be able to make better guns than what you have. Like I said, those flintlocks are ancient. So I know how to make better ones. But again, I haven't managed to make something that fires as quickly as that does. Or have such intricacy as that has.
You have all this knowledge. You say the 6-shooter gun. that I've encountered out there on the battlefield, you had one.
I had one, but again, gifted. I didn't make it. I tried to, but there were things in it that I couldn't recreate.
How many?
Failed attempts, several.
Not attempts. I'm talking how many of those 6-shooters?
Just the one. I was only ever given one. It's being truthful.
All right. No memory, huh?
Like I said, I told you everything that I remember. At this point, I don't know what else you are hoping to pry from me. He starts actually thinking. He says, I mean, the most I could tell you is a little more about Rome, but I doubt it'd help you. Especially considering it doesn't really seem like we're trying to achieve the goal that we set out to anymore.
That's interesting. What goals was originally out there? Those, I'm gonna think for a minute. Those goo creature things that's started cropping up.
I haven't seen any goo creatures, but from what you're describing, it seems like you're talking about the Erupt. Those are the things that have taken over in my time. And if they do exist here, then you see his head kind of goes down, his hand's kind of go onto his forehead, and you actually start to see his chest kind of move up and down for a second. We came here to stop that. And you see, like, his fist starts to ball, and as he slams it into the back wall, you just hear a small vibration. He told us that if we came back here and did as he said, they wouldn't show up again. And you actually start to see his anger starting to get the best of him. His orcish fury is definitely starting to show.
Well, now, I've heard of few things that clerics can do. You say you have lost parts of your memory, but I'll talk with Ezreal. I'm sure she might be able to do something. And if not something like that, at the very least, start a process. Yeah, you're not going to be able to go to your family directly, but if you're this adamant and you're this enraged against your former command, then the only thing I can ask of is for your continued support, for your continued information, and maybe there will be a turning point in this war and we can square everything out. That's the best I can offer and all I can really say.
His temper kind of calms down for a second. I've said my piece. I told you what I want.
Yeah. I'll raise a hand up and knock toward the guards to open the door.
They'll come and unlock the door, and you'll be let out.
Sometimes we think we actually have cards that are dealt, and we think it's really good, but when we see the opposing hand, it turns out that it's just not good enough. Sometimes you either quit, or you try to go into the next round, try to do something better. Good talk. And I'll exit.
Okay, you go ahead and make your way out, making your way back to the Grove. At this point, you return.
Okay.
If there's anything anyone else wants to do, or we can go ahead and make this a long rest.
If there is
Sounds
still
good.
time, I will try to get in contact with Ezreal after.
So you'll go ahead and make your way upstairs. You see Ezreal. What's Ezreal up to?
She's just sitting with Goo.
So you see
Waiting for him
Ezreal
to wake
kinda
up.
just quietly sitting.
Reading.
Yeah. Petting his
Reading a
episode.
book. Reading a book.
Oh yeah, they said petting, and I was like, pet.
Mm.
You see, so you walk in, you see Goo still asleep, covered up. You see Bosco is kind of laid at his side, asleep as well. You see Ezreal is in the process of going through a book, reading as you. Ezreal, you hear the door open, and you look over, you see Flanar.
I just immediately spring up and I go for the weapon. I go for Bloody Reverence, but I calm down when I see it's him.
Alright.
Hi.
Certainly a pleasant reintroduction. Hello.
You want to talk, aren't you?
I'm always ready. How's he looking?
Better. But no sign of him waking up yet.
What do you cleric types do when someone's lost their mind?
It's a rough question.
I'm not talking about people going crazy, or maybe I am. I don't know. But I know how sort of your magic works. It heals people. It fixes things. The reason why I'm asking is because if this half-orc that I just talked to he's as clueless as he really is, and I don't think that he is, there might be something wrong.
I talked to him yesterday. He just seemed lost. I've felt that. I've been there. At least from what I can feel, he's not lying.
I didn't get that idea either. In fact, even the guards were saying that he was very forward with what answers he can give. There was only one. That gun that we were out there in the battlefield with, there's only the one. And it belonged to him. But he doesn't have it, and we don't know where it is.
That's comforting.
No, that's not comforting. You're talking about a dangerous weapon still out there in the wild. Anyone can grab it, anyone can have access to it. Good or bad.
You know, I thought you of all people would recognize sarcasm, but there is something else I can think to ask him. But I'm going to wait. Ophelia said something about making dinner. I think might be nice to bring him something.
I hope you bring more than that. Like I said, if he's not all there, I want to make sure that at all possible he's as fully cognizant as he can be. Yeah. I couldn't really get any information about the tubes, but he felt, from what he described to me, that he was being emptied. So I'm thinking it's exactly what I think it is. I think that he has been drained of his blood and just kept alive, which is why he looked as bad as he did.
God.
Yeah. I've already talked to Ophelia about this as well, but there's no way we're getting into that gate, not unless we can repair what's down there. I took a look into it, and it turns out that's either due to us killing it or by just a self-destruction mechanism. Wherever that gate went, it self-destructed. There's still writing on the ground, but I don't think it's quite as usable as it can be. As I apologize, as apparently I've just dropped my arrows all over the floor.
You forgot to zip up the zipper.
Yeah. Fucking quiver has like so many space pockets in there. Anyway.
Sounds like a personal problem.
So right now, I see 3 options. First option is the easiest option. That's us going back to the Empire, getting more work, having that squared away. Option 2 is this continued interrogation of the half work we have right now, which I think you can be able to handle no problem. And the third option is Ophelia's smart. I think that she's capable. Maybe she can try to replicate the gate in some way and see if we can't hunt down a vampire.
Never expected to be hunting down vampires in my life.
No. We have years. Both of us. Plenty of time to do the impossible.
I suppose you're right. But we're not doing anything until we know that Goo is okay.
As you wish.
So we'll say, Ophelia, you'd like to cook something, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a cooking utensils check.
I don't have.
So check with your dexterity if you're not proficient.
Can you guys hear me? Oh yeah.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
So Goo.
Chris?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yay.
So
Yeah,
Goo.
I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's about like a couple bells after dusk, about 2 hours after dusk. And Goo, you not rested, but you slowly come to consciousness as you all smell the alluring scent of freshly cooked meats, some roasted vegetables, as Ophelia, with the aid of a few of the with the aid of some of the militia downstairs, come in with a number of plates of freshly prepared food. Balak, Ophelia, if you're staying outside, Ophelia would have given you your meal outside. Yeah, she comes in, she starts putting plates down in front of you. And Ophelia, you see Goo come to conscious. You see Bosco's eyes shoot awake as soon as he smells food.
Thank you, Ophelia.
Of course.
This looks lovely.
Thank you. My mother taught me how to make this.
It's her famous lamb chop recipe.
Lamb chop.
Your famous rice on rice.
Rice on rice.
There's a little bit of lime in there.
But Goo, you are conscious. You're in pain. You're not rested. You are 4 levels of exhaustion.
I was gonna come down for dinner and then immediately faceplant, but if food's being brought to me, then my joke is out of the way. Rats.
But yeah, dinner served for all of you. Bosco immediately starts eating. At which point, you kind of see.
Hey.
You kind of see that Bosco, like, as he's eating, he's looking over, and you see him, like, starting to try to roll, but he's, like, something, like, he can't do it. Anyway, continue.
Hey.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah. I'm actually pretty great.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Oh.
When you know, what did you see?
I saw a mountain and people climbing, and that's pretty much it.
Huh. I'm just trying to understand the whole thing.
Did you see something different?
Yeah. I woke up in a grove and soft auburn sky, and a guy walked up to me and he led me to these people that were just walking around and they were happy, and I saw my family.
You have a family?
Yeah,
I
I,
I'm sorry. I mean, if I would have known, Are you okay? Is everything okay?
yeah. Kind of mad though.
I'm sorry.
I gave you one instruction, and was that if I died, you wouldn't bring me back.
I know. I just panicked. I don't have any excuse for it.
I don't think there should be an excuse. But I'm glad that you did it anyways.
Are you?
Yeah. I got up there and my wife, she's the same as ever, and she actually goes outside, and my daughter actually made friends. I think they have a better life up there than we did when we were alive. And I was so ready to join them, and then felt this tugging. It didn't mean anything at first, but then I heard your voice. And I heard you crying, and I hadn't thought about it until then, but I think I need to be here.
Yeah.
Knowing that when I'm done, they'll be there waiting. That they're in a good place. It's liberating. But I think for myself, I need to fix here. I need to help you and the favored few, and I need to set things right. As long as they're up there and they're happy, I don't have to worry about it.
I'm glad you'd rather stay here with us for now. Just for now. I keep... Every time something happens to one of you, I don't want to be alone anymore.
I know, and that's
selfish.
It's part of the reason I came back. I don't want you to feel alone. But I think I'm too far into this now to just give up. We're gonna set things right, and I think there's some things I need to take care of along the way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you see Arkala?
No. Wait, did I see Octa? I didn't think so.
No, you did not.
You went there.
No.
You went to the... No, she...
No, it's just Octa's alignment's not the same as yours.
Yeah.
It definitely reminds me of the promo of Randy Orton standing in front of Rey Mysterio. Eddie's not in heaven. He's down there in hell.
Yeah.
You have a 1 in 35 chance of coming back to life.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make this about me.
No, if it wasn't about you at all, I would have stayed.
Here, I'm gonna hand him a plate of food.
You see, as you go ahead and you go and put it over, you see Bosco, who has been trying to roll this entire time, manages to get on his belly, and you see his little legs start shaking as he pushes himself all the way up. And is just and is standing up on the bed.
Hey.
And
No.
munching at it.
I get some food too, dickhead.
He goes ahead and puts his foot forward and slowly walks to your face and licks it.
I will pet him.
Kind of just at that point, you see his leg kind of give out and just flops back on his side, and his face is just like squishing yours.
Do you want me to take him for a moment?
No, he's good.
Ophelia, is there enough for extra?
With a 21, there's enough for extra. If Ophelia wants to share.
Fine, I guess I'll share with Goose and he's back from the dead again.
Again? Died before?
I assume, considering this seems to be common occurrence. Seems like last week Ezreal died and now you're dead and now you came back.
No, actually she's died a couple times, but...
No, it's not as nice as that. She's died multiple times.
You said it was 3 or 4, right?
Quite a harrowing experience.
Did you guys kill him?
Yes, but no.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Hi, Flitter.
Well, I assume since you were saying, "Oh, Ophelia, are you there?" I assumed everyone was.
Oh, I mean, you could barge in and it would be cool.
Yeah.
Malak's
in.
just like outside. He's like,
I
"They
heard
don't
you
invite
talking
me to
shit."
He climbs up the window. I heard you talking shit about me.
I will say for the sake of it, Flanar had returned at some point.
Okay, yeah.
I guess I'll take both of the news.
Well, technically they're the same anyway, so here we go. Good news. Yes, we did beat the guy. No, we did not, because from what's best that I can understand, we are dealing with a vampire. And maybe not a traditional vampire either. I talked with Esriel about a few things. That gun that it had, according to our guy in jail, there's only the one. There aren't multiples. And it belonged to him.
Guy in jail?
That's him. It's the same person, but he has no memory of anything from the past 10 years.
I
I
should
guess.
have asked whether or not he actually got himself some sunlight. I guess I did, but he said there wasn't really a lot because, well, I look outside the window and it's probably
Still,
dark red
yeah.
sky.
It's still a dark red sky. It's the world above you.
Yay. But it is him.
Yes.
I'm not quite so sure.
Are you not?
It feels weird saying this because I don't know how complicated magic is, and I don't know how complicated what the fuck these guys do is, but I think it is him, but it isn't.
It's pretty much what I was trying to say.
But you were saying it.
Yes, but I said it better.
Nah, magic isn't that complicated. If you like, I can
fucking
show you the
is.
ropes sometimes.
No, you do not.
I can show you the ropes. I'm pretty good at it.
How about you stay in your lane?
Uh,
I'll
She's been
stick with.
getting better.
So, regardless of whatever it is that's going on here, he's not himself, at least what we dealt with.
He remembers us from before we went forward. But other than that, nothing.
Oh, right, because of the. Yeah, you told me about this, yep.
Does he remember me?
I don't know. You weren't with us when we fought him, I don't think.
Actually,
we need to find out.
I told you all I had when I had my interview with him. How about you tell us what all he told you?
Find out what?
Because if he got taken over, then he doesn't remember what happened the last 10 years. Then it's not his fault. But if he remembers, I have something I need to do.
Wait, well, you're not gonna kill him, right?
Maybe.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to step in and say that's not going to be a possibility. If this is a high-ranking Rome official, we're taking him in for questioning, and we're going to make sure that we get as much information as we can about Rome from him.
Plenar. Him and 5 other people murdered 135 people, ruined my life, and sent me into a downward spiral. I don't give a fuck what you think.
You don't
That-
give a fuck what I think, but I give a fuck what the Empire thinks. And if it turns out that one of the most important individuals that could help turn this war around is suddenly dead, I will need to intercede. And I would not want to do that. Not against you. I know what shit you can pull. But I'll do it if I have to.
I respect you have a mission. But if he did it, it's gonna happen. You can get information from somebody else. You can lock me up. You can hang me from the fucking gallows. If that man in that cell did it, he knows that he did it. He's not leaving that cell.
Good. I had no idea. I have one more question that I need to ask him, but other than that, if you want to come with,
I'm gonna sound like a terrible person right now. I can't remember if Goo joined before or after the time skip.
Before.
Thank you.
before. What are you talking about,
I got
Eric?
white streak in my hair.
I couldn't remember because I'm tired, and that was over 30 episodes ago. And
Mhm.
You're the one who fucked up my hairline. You don't remember doing it? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, old man.
oh man, I'm sorry. I am a terrible person, but it was 30 episodes ago, and look, man, I have a binder of notes from different shit that we're doing.
I definitely knew something was up the moment that.
Eric, why do you keep interrupting the dramatic moments this episode?
It's
Did I?
okay.
It's fine. It's okay.
Did I? I felt like we were okay there. So I was asking. Hey, considering this is going to lead into another thing, I kind of had to remember.
Okay, that part's fair. That's fine. Everything's fine.
Continue.
It's
I
all a
apologize.
lie.
Esriel, I'm going to warn you. If you bring him with you, I'm going to be going along with him.
You're not going to hurt him.
If he makes a move, I have to.
Who says I'm going to let you?
Is that in order?
Is this premeditated murder I hear?
We're having a discussion.
About premeditated murder?
That's kind of a loaded question.
In the end, it's going to result in the actions of what he'll do. And the actions of what he does involves him stepping in and breaking his skull. The skull of someone that would be vital and important to the Empire. I will be forced to try to take Gu down. Regardless of my allegiances with you, the Empire still is higher. And if it turns out that I betray them, I lose the only lead I have in order to figure out who killed my crew.
I think it would be best if we kept him alive. Because if we keep him alive, he might help us save more lives. Sorry, Goo.
Lenar, did the man in that cell seem capable of stabbing a child?
I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him as one soldier to another. I believe that he was following orders. I
That's
believe
no excuse.
it. When you're at war, there are certain actions that you do that go beyond what is normally requested. And sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes there are bad people that go ahead and take orders from their commanders, and if they're told to slaughter everyone, they will.
That doesn't make it okay.
Of course not. But this is war. This is a time where allegiances are constantly tested. This is a place where morals have no grounds. There are no good people here. I am not a good person. Just because I haven't decided to go ahead and take my bow and arrow and kill teenagers or children or even babies for the Empire does not mean that if I am asked to do it, it doesn't mean that there's a part of my soul that feels shame, that feels regret. But when you're a soldier out there, you drop that.
Lennar,
Because your orders are who you are.
Lennar, this was 10 years ago. There was no war. I lived in a secluded farm village with no ties to anyone. Everyone was at peace there. We didn't speak with the outside world hardly ever. Don't care what fucking war motives you have. You go into a random village in the middle of nowhere, kill everyone indiscriminately. You're a piece of shit.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know what their deal is. I don't know what their deal was 10 years ago. That's the only, I guess, excuse I can come up with. He had his orders. If he disobeyed them, it was either his life or the lives of the people in your village. And in that moment, he was just following orders.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that as if it's going to make it okay. It's not. You can't. No matter what you do, no matter what orders you have, if you abandon your humanity, that's just unforgivable. You're more than just a soldier, you know.
I know I am.
Then act like it.
I can't. That's what I've been trying so desperately to tell every single one of you. There is no right way in war. There is no, oh, if we do this, suddenly everything will be fine. People are going to get slaughtered. Families are going to be destroyed. And whether or not it's agreeable or not, it's going to happen. And right now, in this course of war, I don't care what that man did in the past. What matters is what should be focused on now. He has information. He can help the Empire. And if we can get that to lead into us saving more lives and ending a war, then you know what? I'm going to go ahead and side with it. I'm not going to stand by the sidelines as someone else rips that away. I will not let that happen to the Empire. I only say this not as someone that is pleading for his life or pleading for his existence. I'm saying this as someone that sees a means to an end. Whatever you want to do with the man after the war is over, fucking fine. Morton, if you want to go ahead and you just want to make the man into blood butter, have at it, but not now. Not while there's still this to handle.
Goo.
He'll be locked up, right?
Yes.
He's currently in a cell here. He'll be moved into an area where he'll be placed under an anti-magical field. If he has any spell-casting abilities, he will not have access to them.
Long story short, yes.
Okay. But I'm still talking to him. You can
That's
come
fine.
with Lennar, you can stop me. And you're definitely gonna have an easier time at it, the way I feel right now.
I know it won't be easy. It's never easy. But there's a reason why they say cool heads prevail in war. And right now you need to get your head into an icebox.
I'm not mad. I haven't been mad for a long time. This isn't about emotions. It's about personal justice. Chances are, I don't want to believe that any sane person that exists on this planet capable of such disgusting shit. And I hope that that man in there isn't the one who stabbed my daughter. You have it your way. And the Empire can take him and lock him up. But I'm still talking to him.
Just gonna put a hand on Goo's shoulder. Then we should get going. Ophelia, are you coming?
Yeah.
Tonight?
I'm coming.
Yeah, you guys can go. It's only about 8. It's only about, since you guys started talking to about probably around 8:30. So it's still pretty early in the night.
If you do this, do you have the capabilities of making sure his head's clear?
I can try.
I didn't ask if you could try.
Okay.
If you don't know, then tell me you don't know.
I can't make any promises. I can tell you I'm prepared for it, but I can't tell you it's going to work. I don't know what this is. If I did, then maybe I'd...
Yes.
I'm up and out of bed at this point and walking with my spade as like a crutch.
Sure.
I'd like to make my way downstairs to the barkeep, if possible.
You go ahead and continue, Ezra, and then we'll go.
Hang on. Are you stealthing this?
He can't stealth.
I fuck no.
He's a cripple right now. He can't do it.
Right now.
Roll at disadvantage.
Hang on. Are you sure you're ready? Are you okay?
Yeah,
Do you...
I just needed some. I need to get something first.
Do you need help? I can help.
It hurts like a motherfucker, but like day one all over again. Walking out the door.
All right.
Guy jump out the window.
You can.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Alright, so go as you round the corner. Ezra, you're kind of relaxing for a minute. You click over as you're getting ready to go. You just see Ophelia yeet herself out the window.
Are we on the second floor?
You are on the second floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ophelia, do you have Featherfall?
Of course I do. I always have Featherfall.
He's like, I like that one.
Then I'll see you outside.
I give
I'll see you
I
outside
give a
then.
bow.
All right. Valak, you will see Ophelia yeet herself out a window and Featherfall and right next to you.
What's going on? You
Okay.
bored?
A little bit.
I can tell if you're throwing yourself out the window.
I'm always bored. But apparently we're going to see that one guy, that's in prison at the moment. And stopping Goo from killing him. But you want to join?
Oh, you said put a sword in his head? Okay.
No.
Let's go.
No.
No.
So
What
you
is
go up
that
to
in your
the,
hands? A knife.
so you go up to the bartender. He's actually in the process of finishing cleaning down a few cups. As next to you says, hello. You're awake.
Yeah.
I saw them
Thanks for
bring
taking-
you in here. Thank you again for your help in protecting
Thank you
our
for
town.
taking care of my pet.
You're quite welcome. He can eat quite a bit.
Yeah, he's growing. He's only like a month and a half old.
Wow, that's wow.
He came out like a dog, like full. It was weird. What's the nicest drink you have?
Oh, we have a. I'll get it. And he goes ahead and he gets you a very, very nice glass of this very deep red wine.
Can you put it in something that I can carry it around with outside?
I have a wine skin with me. He'll go over and he starts rummaging through a few things, and you see he actually has on a small cabinet he has a few that are for sale. Then he'll take one, he'll pour it in, and he'll fill the whole thing up and give it to you on the house. Thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll be around.
Alright, so you guys group up, make your way over to the prison. After a
I
little
will
bit.
say I did put a plate of food together. I'm gonna bring it with.
Alright, so you have that with you. So you guys are led into the prison, allowed to speak with Xander again, who is in the process of finishing a meal. You see that some of his strength has actually returned to him. But the meal he's been provided is terrible. There's a water skin with him, and he downs thirstily. We're tossing it aside as he looks up, as the guards open the cell. Well, 2 in 1 day. That must be a celebrity or something. At this point, he actually sits. He actually painfully gets up and stands to his full height, which is a little shorter than, which is on the shorter end for half orc.
I thought you said a little shorter than Goo. Was like fucking
No, he's
midget.
on the. I realized Goo is that short. Yeah, he's on the shorter end for a half orc. He kind of gets up, he stretches his arms. All right, what is it this time? Am I being escorted? Am I being let go? Do you have more questions?
Not like that.
Are you?
Do you drink?
Yes, actually, it's been a while since I've had a drink. Take it,
Here.
kind of unbottle it. Just gonna make a medicine check to see if it's been drugged. Oh. It's nice. Thank you.
I tried to get the finest they had at the end.
It's very good. Thank you.
Do you know who I am?
Kind of gets a little closer to you and actually closely inspects you. I can't say that I placed the face. I'm sorry.
Can I insight check that, please?
Make an insight check.
Oh, holy shit! 26.
He seems honest.
I think that's good enough for me.
Is there a reason?
That weird thing that they've been making of you that's not you. It killed my family. It killed 135 people. It ruined my life. And for the last 10 years, I've been wanting revenge.
You see his face goes a bit slack. Where are you from?
Falkirk.
His arms kind of fall to his side. Well, then I guess you found your man. Because that wasn't the ghost. I remember that day.
I'm going to get a bow and arrow at the ready.
Gonna put a hand on his arm.
He turns and goes to the back of the cell and turns back around.
Why'd you do it?
When we came back, Tremor had told us that there were a series of locations that had to be taken care of in order to stop the erupt from appearing. He said there was something with the land in your town that needed to be uprooted in order to be cleansed, as he said.
Doesn't make any sense. If anything, it was the opposite. Plants, they grew there very quickly. It was kind of a holy place.
I didn't understand the logistics of it. I'm not that much of an educated man. For what it's worth, I do apologize. I know it doesn't bring them back. But we were told I doubted it, that this was so soon after the promises he made. I followed his orders. We had people to save, and after the loss we just had, I was desperate for anything. If we could stop what was happening, then I was going to take that risk. We all were.
Yeah.
Just put a hand on his back.
You know, I thought of all the things that I wanted to do to you. I gonna light you on fire and just watch. I kind of figured the most likely one was, you know, me just beating the shit out of you on the battlefield, and I even had this thought of avenging my daughter with puns. I don't know. But now that I'm here, the only thing I'm feeling is disappointment. Not in what you've done, not in how I feel about the moment, but I guess disappointment in people. Everyone's so ready to put everything back how it was, that something's wrong, that they don't think for themselves. half the Rome members I've encountered have. Hell, all of the Brotherhood I've encountered, they have this thought in their head of what they're fighting for, but who even knows?
The soldiers.
She's right. I don't know if you've been fighting them, and if you have, then I don't know if they still believe in our cause or if they're just too into it to get out at this point. But we're not the bad guys. At least we weren't.
I don't think that the Grey Reaper Brotherhood are the bad people.
I don't know anything about them. I'm talking about the organization.
I don't think that maybe Rome isn't either, but
He kind of
something's going on.
kind of closes his eyes and says for sentences. Recover, organize, avenge, and miracle. That's what the Rome organization stands for. Recover the survivors. Organize new settlements and towns. Avenge the fallen. And perform a miracle. The Erupt run rampant in my time. The people who decide to join our ranks are people that are fighting to make the world what it was. The members of my team are too, and we're some of the few who didn't become monsters. And we chose to dedicate our lives to stopping the Erupt and to bring the world back to what it was when the commander told us a way to stop it. We thought that this would be it. We could go home and we could save all the people who had turned. That we could rebuild our world. I'm sorry that I was a part of the loss of your family, but you need to understand that we've lost people too. I've lost my family. Nadia lost hers. Matthew lost his, and Jeremy lost his. We joined Rome to stop anybody else from losing anyone. But that doesn't seem like the cause we're fighting for anymore. You told me the Erupt were back, said Hazy looks you from me. If that's the case, then I don't think I can go home. If you'd allow me to, I know a good amount about the Erupt. And I can help you fight them. And I'm willing to give up my ties with Rome and join your military. If it means I can get my team back and we can stop the commander from doing whatever he's doing.
Insight check.
Make an insight
I'll
check.
be
Insight
joining
check.
with you.
That is a. Hold on, let me check my modifier. It's good. Oh,
Never
my
mind,
God.
that's a natural
Leonard,
one for me.
This guy is
Wait,
telling
wait.
the truth 100%. I believe him. He's the nicest guy I've ever met.
It's hard to read.
That's 26.
26. Natural 20?
I believe him.
That's what I rolled earlier.
Staring upon this onyx-skinned half-orc, having laid bare all the information that he could, he seems to be completely forthright in what he's saying.
The
I'm.
Erupt are those things, right?
They're, yes, abominations is what we call them, but from what we understand about them, they are a manifestation of the pure chaos of magic. They have an ability that allows them to track people who they themselves have an inherent affinity for magic. It makes it very difficult to send us out, but luckily we've developed things that allow Jeremy and Matthew to hide their abilities. Makes it quicker for us to get in and out of locations.
Who's this Jeremy and Matthew? What are their roles?
Jeremy is, I'd hope that they have, to some degree, suffered what I have. I hope they still keep our goal in mind. Jeremy is one of our magic users. He has a blade that he carries that he can summon at will. It's this. He starts describing it as this yellow and pink blade that has a series of eyes running across it. These golden gleaming eyes across it. He says, and Matthew is an archer in our ranks. He has an ability that allows him to infuse magic into arrows. He's essentially the man who gives us cover whenever at long distances if we need it. But he's pretty good in hand-to-hand combat as well.
Sounds like something you need to learn.
I know how to fight hand-to-hand, just not as adeptly.
If you could recall, Valak, this man, or rather, maybe some facsimile of him, he did take you down.
I prefer to use guns. It's my preferred method of combat, but I do know how to fight with a sword. Although, I only ever really use guns in the field when it's absolutely necessary. I'm sure you can tell they make a lot of noise. It makes it very difficult when we're trying to get into places unseen. And Nadia, my wife, is the most adept of all of us. She's very good at hand-to-hand.
Your wife.
Yes.
The one with the whip?
Yes. That's one of her preferred weapons.
No.
I never understood it, but she always had this, very... I think I'll stop there. You see he's smiling.
I guess I'll leave you with this. I don't think that I'm mad anymore for what you chose to do, because you were following orders. In a sense, you've got the same mentality as Lennar over there. But I am mad at you for two things. If it was your goal to protect people, to keep people alive, you accomplished that by doing the opposite. It was to protect your people. That's not inherently evil, I don't think. I think it's selfish, but maybe not evil.
Yeah.
But what I can't forgive you for. Okay.
He speaks up before he says anything. He says, "Let me ask you something then. You say it's selfish. 135 versus millions. What do you choose?" your family and the 135, or the millions of other people that would get a chance to live. I don't like what I did. But a small number, as opposed to the greater majority, had Tremor not been lying to us, was a good enough reason.
There's ways around killing other people. There always is. And I break those ways a lot. I don't think that I'm in the right here either. But I am on an equal playing field. And on that equal playing field, you've made me do something that I never even conceived of doing. I lied to my daughter. I told her that I'd keep her safe from people like you. From the horrible things of the night, and I can understand that, you know, it's not something you wanted to do. But I still lied to her. I'm not gonna kill you now. I might not kill you ever. But you are gonna do everything in your power to make things right.
Me gives you a nod.
I think that's all I got for you.
Anyone else?
I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave the room.
Well, you're locked in the bars. You have to be let out.
Oh, I'm just gonna back off then.
Alright, so you go ahead and lean against the bars. You see the guards on the outside are kind of watching this interestingly. One of them has actually walked off. You presume towards the warden's office.
I'm going to go ahead and, as Goose steps back, I'm going to unnotch the arrow from the bow and put it back.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions for him?
I have something to ask.
He looks at you. Okay.
It's about that shadow thing you had.
I don't recall what shadow thing you're talking about.
Shadow magic. Can't really explain it that well.
Oh, maybe I can, because I was right up front there.
I can tell you right now that I don't know how to do magic. I never have.
So you don't know how to make your gun fire all 6 of its
I mean,
chambers?
I know how to pull a trigger. But
No, I'm talking about all at the same goddamn time.
No. I've not gotten... I didn't even know it was capable of that.
That may be an effect afterwards. Ophelius just fell on the ground unconscious.
Hello?
Yeah.
It goes over, kind of shakes.
If you don't know anything about it, then I'm sorry for wasting your time.
There's no time to be wasted. I'm stuck in a cell.
I suppose.
I'm going to approach him. I'm gonna hand over the plate of food.
Oh, thank you. So, he kind of tries a bit and goes, and you see his face like he doesn't want to show it, but he's just like, oh my god, finally some good food.
Like, do I notice this or no?
Making it, yeah, he's doing a piss poor job of hiding it. He's thoroughly enjoying the food.
If it's my food, then I will have the smuggest expression on my face.
It is your food.
What?
Yeah.
What did Rome want with Ezekiel?
He finishes his mouthful and takes a drink. The commander told us that Ezekiel was supposed to be used as for lack of a better word. Well, wait a minute. I suppose you don't have that in your time. A power source. He has, from what I was able to see, he has a more ancient form of magic. And the commander said that he could be used as a source for when we began operations in Zythan.
Very quick question there, Ezreal. Who exactly is this Ezekiel?
He's someone we saved from Rome quite a long time ago, before the jump.
Well, you're saying that there's operations happening right now at the continent, though. Is Ezekiel safe?
We haven't had contact with him for a while.
Oh.
You can try sending. Are you safe? YN.
How you
YN.
doing?
You can try to send to him if you want to.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah, I'll send to him.
So you see, as you say, are you safe? Ezreal starts weaving incantations. And her finger goes up.
Oh my god.
Alright, you got 25 words. What are you saying?
Ezekiel. Oh god, what have I been saying at this point? It's been like it's been months.
How's it going?
Oh.
How are you?
How's
Hey,
the
listen.
weather?
Are you currently safe and sound at the Arcanum? You know, like
Age, sex, location.
oh my god.
Alright, so I have Ezekiel, you 24 more words.
It's your mom. I want to know where you are.
What do you want from McDonald's?
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Venus. Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's been a while. I just want to make sure you're okay. Where are you? Please be safe.
Okay.
You have 5
Send
words
it
left.
off.
Do you want to? Or nope, never mind.
There is a palpable time passage. And then he will respond.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just ran into some stuff. Everything's fine. I think it's for the best you don't know where I am. Just know I'm okay. Tell Talon I said hi. And that's the best you get back.
Strange. He doesn't want us to know where he is.
And that's where we're taking a break.
Guys, we gotta go launch today.
Why did you do that?
Job today.
Yeah. Alright, so
ain't
we'll
got no
be back in a little bit. Yeah, so we'll see you guys in about 10-15 minutes.
After these messages,
Which we don't
we'll
have.
be right back.
Goodbye, we'll be back.
Mine's name is Gibby.
Let's go!
Yeah, babe.
Hi, everybody, and we're back. Welcome back to
Hello.
Fall as They May. Anyway, we continue. Having received the message from Ezekiel, Ezra, what would you like to do?
Just what I did. I'm gonna tell everyone that he doesn't want to know. Let us know where he is.
So you rescued this guy, and now he's running around who knows where, doing something secretive, and we're just supposed to be okay with this.
I didn't say I was okay with it. I'm just telling you what he said.
Oh my god. Ugh.
You would also know that Ezekiel did sound like he was in pain.
Well, that's number 4 in the list of crap that needs to be handled.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Is there anything else? You guys are still in the cell with Xander.
I'm done. I don't have any more questions to ask him.
Yep.
I
No questions.
have much more questions to ask Ezekiel now, though.
Alright, so the,
I'm going to give a look to Esriel very quickly. Didn't you say you had something that could help him?
Hi,
I
Lai.
could try. Let me mark off all of my spell slots that I've used. That's 4, fucking.
You've only used sending
Thanks.
today.
I forgot Sally.
I've used 3 sending to NACX
That's right.
last session.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You right.
You're
You're
right.
right.
So that's 4 sending. I'm going to just kind of reach out to him.
He kind of looks at you cautiously.
Gonna try and cast Greater Restoration.
Do you have a diamond worth 100 gold?
Yeah, we got it from the fucking mines,
so you
right?
pull out a diamond worth 100 gold. Mark that out. You cast Greater Restoration on him.
Nothing happens?
He just stands there like...
You owe me a diamond.
What was that supposed to do?
What was
Wait.
it supposed to do?
You tell me, you're the one who did it.
I'm just looking at Flinar. We thought maybe we could help with your memories, but
I'm not... You misunderstanding. I don't have a memory problem. It's that the memories you're telling me about aren't mine. I've been stuck in a room for the past 10 years. I don't know what's been happening out here. I don't know what happened. And the other thing, and I told you already, with what happened with when I ended up down there, I don't remember it because it happened so quickly. It's not
It was
that
just a thought.
It's not that it's erased. It's that it was too quick for me to understand what happened.
I understand. You owe me a diamond, Flinar.
I'm going to go ahead and
Thank
step
you.
out of the cell at that time.
The
Thank
warden
you.
actually at this point is coming down the row of cells and stops at and says, one of my guards told me that he looks at Xander. He was considering joining the Empire. Is this correct? As he looks at Xander with a lot of suspicion. If it means that I put a stop to all this, to the erupt, then yes. He goes, well, I'm not quite sure what that is, but he looks at you, Ezra. Do you have the ability to make a field of truth?
That would have been a graceful and prepared, wouldn't it?
Come back tomorrow. I'm going to need you for question. I'm going to need your ability for question.
Of
See
course.
if he is truly forthcoming, and if he is willing to assist. I overheard some of the conversation. You're a skilled gunsmith. I know, yes. One of the better. That could be useful to the Empire. Tomorrow morning, Miss Ezreal, please, if you could.
Of course.
Is there anything else? I'm sorry, I was just intrigued by the notion. Is there anything else you need with him? I will leave you be.
Is there somewhere still secure but more comfortable for him?
I'm afraid we're a prison designed for functionality, not presentation for comfort.
Wishful thinking. Well, you still have the cloak. Thank you for being so forthcoming with us.
Well, if it means anything. He looks at you again. Go. I am sorry.
Don't be. You didn't do anything.
And at that point, Xander kind of sits back, slumps back into a corner. Just kind of sits and just thinks. As you guys are all let out. It's approaching 9:30-ish by the time you leave the prison after questioning.
Ophelia?
Mhm.
I'm going to need you to do some research on these runes tomorrow morning. If Estriel's going to do her work here at the prison, we're going to do our work out there.
Okay.
Alright. So you guys all get a long rest. Hit points, spell slots back.
Yay!
Next morning.
No more sending.
Next morning comes to. Oh, you don't have sending. You got rid of sending.
No, I have it, but I'm not using it.
Alright.
I've already used so many of my spell slots.
So the next morning, Ophelia and Flenar, you guys group up to go see the grouping up to go see the symbols. Go ahead and mark off a point of exhaustion.
I did.
Would you like to do anything with today, or are you gonna just spend the time resting? So,
I would like to approach Volok.
all right. So Volok, as you are rousing in the morning, having slept on a comfortable dirt patch, you see Goo approach you.
I have Bosco in a little pouch on my front.
Point of note, you notice that the next morning as you get up, Bosco stands up on his own.
His power has doubled since we last met.
It means he can run after wizard shoes much faster.
And you see, he's actually able to take quite a few steps on his own before his legs give out.
Yay.
Why does he want my shoes so much?
Because they look so delicious.
No, my
Ophelia,
boots are
Shoes,
fashionable.
so don't give him your...
Ophelia, you wake up to an eaten shoe.
My fashionable boots!
I'm joking. Bosco would be in the same room as you.
Yeah. Hey, Volok.
Uh-oh. Is Rick not back?
Ricardo
Mundus.
I didn't even have anything planned. I just wanted to spend the day with Volok.
Alright, we will pause here until Rick gets back. We'll go to
It's gonna be a while.
Flenar and Ophelia, and we'll come back.
Alright.
Alright, so Flenar and Ophelia, you guys make your way through. Flenar, I'd like you to make me a survival roll. If Ophelia's helping, it's at advantage.
But we're going back to the place that I should...
I'm aware, but this is still a forest.
Alright.
So you manage to track your way back, and as you arrive, you see the encampment has been cleared. And there's still the symbol burned into the ground. But the encampment itself has been cleared out.
Alright, well, that's to be expected. That was either from the other groups from our end, or so from the other end decided to try and grab out whatever they could. I'm going to go ahead and point to these runes. What can you make of these?
Make an Arcana check, Ophelia.
I am smart.
So you get about the same thing Thanar got. It was it was an arcane circle put in the ground that had a set amount of time before the runes themselves were set to fracture and destroy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get from it.
Can I attempt to recreate it? Or not?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a make me another Arcana check.
Yes.
Another 19. The symbols, like you're trying to put them together, but they're so ley-lined and fractured that it's so difficult to see like what's supposed to connect where and what's supposed to go with what. You're having a hard time putting it together.
This is much harder than anticipated.
What do you think? Is this just supposed to be a teleportation circle, like how we did travel with other places? Or is this just a one single place kind of situation we're dealing with here?
I think it might be one single place. Might be.
Damn it. That was the other thought I had. If somehow we could actually copy this and maybe get back to the heads at the Empire, maybe there would be a way to actually get in there, but
Can we pocket the runes?
The runes themselves are burned into the ground.
Ooh.
So you could try to cut them out.
you happen to have like a notepad or
I assume you have a notepad on you. You could
Yeah.
you could copy them. I'd say make dexterity an advantage.
Let's see. Dexterity away. 20.
Thank God it wasn't a 3. Yes, so you managed to make a pretty accurate sketch of what the runes look like in their current state.
all right. Maybe we get up. Maybe we can get some other heads in here. See if we can't have some better heads actually figure out what these things mean.
Saying Ophelia don't have a good head?
Yeah, you saying I don't have a good head?
I say you have a good head, probably a good brain in there too, but for right now, you're not getting a lot of information. I'm not getting a lot of information. We're just gonna need to get some other eyes on here. Sometimes that's all that's needed.
I would do a Sprinkles voice right now, but that changes everything.
Yes, darling.
I think he's hitting on you, darling.
Gotta go through the gate, darlings.
Okay, so Ezreal, you are brought to the prison, escorted, put into the warden's office alongside who is still pretty disheveled, but it looks like he's eaten. He's had his drinks. You cast Zone of Truth.
Yep.
Alright, Xander will not resist it. The warden will say, alright, so why so eager to change sides? Then why join the Empire if you do indeed want to? Sorry. Look, let me make it clear. I don't want to be involved in this any more than I already have been. But if the Erupt are here, and if we've caught them in their earliest stages, that might mean that we can put an end to them now and save my home. And you would have unquestioning loyalty to the Empire. Not unquestioning. Make me do something that I find too outlandish, and I'll have questions. But you will have my loyalty for as long as is necessary before I can go home. Thanks for a second. You'd understand that you'd have to follow our regulations. You'd have to adhere to what we're trying to accomplish. Yes, I'm fully aware. I know what it's like to be in war. I understand what it is to follow a code. But also, I hope you'd understand that I'm not going to drop the code that I still live by for my organization. That could be an issue depending on what your code is. And he basically goes through reciting the same thing that he had told you guys, what the Rome organization stands for. Oh, well, if that's the case, then that shouldn't be an issue. Doesn't seem like you're too far away from what our goals are. Anything you'd like to ask, Miss Israel? You have a minute, you have him, he has to answer truthfully.
I think I got everything out of him that I wanted to.
Very well. If that is the case, Mr. Callum, how similar to the Empire? We'll be sure to make it a speedier message. We'll see if we can't get you out of these rags and into a proper uniform. I have a request. I need access to any shop that would allow me to smith a new weapon. I'm sorry, but the flintlocks you have here are useless for what I want to, for the skills that I have. That could probably be arranged. Anyway, we'll send word. Oh, well, actually, Miss Ezreal, you have an ability to send a message immediately, yes? Perhaps you could get word to the Emperor about what we're trying to do and see if he'd be open to the idea. It'd be quicker. It'd take about 2 days if I sent a normal message.
Yes, of course.
Please, if you could.
Any opportunity for you to do this.
You don't have. Here's the thing. You don't have to, but he did see you send a message.
Of course.
Like, he knows that you have the capacity. You don't have to. You can let Xander sit in the cell for 2 days until he gets word back, but...
Why didn't you just prep it?
I do have it prepped. I'm just trying to think of what to say. I'm thinking.
Xander's
so
just like,
basically...
Xander looks at you, holds his up.
Well, basically, long and short of it, he needs access to guns.
He needs access to a place where he can smith. Where he could smith a new gun.
Also, he's a good guy. Please don't. Yeah. The usual.
Emperor, I believe we have proven that the defector is on our side. He needs a place to smith guns. And
5 words.
I'm thinking. Shush.
1 word.
I'm thinking. Shush.
No words.
And to be let out of his cell.
To be let out of...
I guess just to be left out.
To be left out. Well, thank you for informing me. Erzokin had told me we might have a new... I've got it. I got it right there.
Want to turn around on you?
The 21st night of September.
Let's me meet him. Then I will decide.
He wants to meet you.
Oh, I get to meet royalty. Interesting. Well, he looks at Azokin. So, Azokin says, if that's the case, then once the favored few are ready to leave, we'll send you off with them. I'm sure in your state you are less than formidable. Xander, losing his tongue for a second because he's under his own shit, says, "Oh, I kick your ass just fine. What's the issue?" Zelda kind of chuckles. Oh, that spell's certainly potent, isn't it? Well, we'll send you off as soon as they're ready to go. In the meantime, suppose if the Emperor is willing to meet with you, we could have you released early. Well, released. You'll be under the watch of the Favored Field. Ezreal, would you mind taking him back to the Tired Steed? I will send a guard with you to make sure that his room is properly secured. But arrange for him to have a room there, please.
Of course.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Callum, it has been a pleasure having you in our jail. In our prison, and I do hope your intentions are pure, and I look forward to your assistance with our endeavors. Yeah, whatever. Let's just get out of here if I can get an actual decent meal for once. And he'll get up, look at you, Ezreal, and you will both make your way out alongside a guard. Ricky, back.
Rick!
I have alternative.
Go ahead. What's your alternative?
I would like to ask around in town to find out if there's a place nearby, as I do not want to get caught with my pants down. To go fishing.
You will be told that the closest place really is the coast to attempt any fishing. But at least in the immediate area, there's no real lake for you to go fishing at.
Okay. Not even like a sad pond.
No, as a matter of fact, it only just now occurs to you that it hasn't rained in a very long time.
It's also the winter seasons, which makes it even more weird.
They would have dried up and all died.
Yeah.
It's sad. What else do I have that I like to do? I could cook.
You would like to cook? You're still at 3 levels of exhaustion.
I could play the drums.
Alright. Make a performance roll at disadvantage.
Yay! I'll play with Bosco in my room. That's a good roll. That's less of a good roll, but not the worst. 12.
12? It's not the best performance.
The best I've played. It might be the best drum performance I've done, though.
Yeah, you're probably just going, ow, ow.
Yeah. You. It's like it starts off with a slow rhythm. It starts a slow rhythm, and then you actually start getting into it. Your body starts kind of moving with the rhythm, and then you feel a sharp pain go through your arm. Like, ah! And then you start it again. You get into the flow again, and then there's another sharp pain. You have to stop playing.
Yay. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out.
Alright. So, as you're kind of hanging out, you're playing the drums. You guys will hear as you're entering, Xander will walk up, and the guard will inform the owner as to what's going on. David, your camera's off.
It was supposed to be off.
Okay. We'll inform the barkeep what's going on. He'll nod and think for a second.
David's not wearing any pants.
No, I'm wearing pants, dude.
I'm not.
What the fuck, weirdo?
I have shorts on. Oh,
Yeah.
See? Turned it around on you.
Ooh,
They're
so
nice and
cute.
comfy to wear.
Get out of here, kid.
Alright.
First off, it's youngster.
as you make
Okay.
your way up,
Okay,
you see,
boomer.
so you guys will hear as you make your way up. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, ow. As you go ahead and as you open the door, you'll see Goo. You'll look up. You'll see Ezreal standing there. It's a welcome sight, and behind her, you'll see Xander, still in rags. Looks down. Hello. He seems like a bit awkward in this scenario. I'm gonna go to follow the guard and go get set up in a room.
Also, he has my cloak as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you see he's still wearing the Ezreal's white cloak over his shoulders.
I don't like it. I don't like goblins.
I like him.
As you guys kind of, you're hanging out, relaxing. We'll see eventually. The guard will come over. And says, Mr. Callum has asked if you could spare some coin so he could get a proper set of clothing.
Of course.
Thank you. And I'll go back. You'll eventually you'll see, unless anybody wants to do anything else. Flenar and Ophelia will return. Rick, are you back yet? Nope. So Ophelia and Flenar, you'll return with your runes. Around that time, you'll see Xander's currently with a guard. He's actually dressed in some proper clothing now. Go ahead and go ahead and mark. I need to look up. I think it's only a gold piece for common clothes. Or no, I think it's cheaper than that. But mark a gold, and I'll let you know later if I screwed that up.
I'll just take the gold. That's fine.
All right.
That's fine.
Rick.
He isn't getting fuck all from me.
He's playing Pokemon Sword right now. I bet.
You see, but you see that he, the clothes that he's wearing, he has this very nice tan shirt on, like some baggy pants, and you see that he's still wearing Ezreal's cloak. He has the hood up over it. Looks closely reminiscent to at least how the cloak is positioned to how you saw Umbra's cloak settled.
So what's the story here?
Well, he's out and about. You guys are going back to the Tired State. It's just something you happen to see as you're passing by.
The Emperor wants to see him. He's coming with us.
Does he need any weapons? Or anything in regards to protection?
He'd rather make them himself.
The fact. I'm gonna find this man. This Xander, that's his name.
Xander's the guy's name. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be.
So
I'm
you
gonna go ahead and
find him. You find him
Xander.
easy enough. He's walking with a guard. You see, he's kind of just getting adjusted to wearing the new clothing. It's so itchy.
Yep. Hate it.
Hello.
Hi. So, you going forward with it?
I mean, that's what I told them I'd do, and that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask, do you have any masks from our organization?
No. If there are any masks that come from your organization, they would have to have been blown off by any number of the corpses that are left behind there. Whether or not we kept them or not, that's, well,
Could you see if you do, please?
Uh-huh. I will. Not before I do this, so I'll stoop down, I'll lift up my ankle where my pistol is. I will unholster it, remove the pouch of 25 bullets, and I'll go. This is yours. As a loner.
Takes it and looks at it. Oh, so archaic.
Well, it's all that I got to offer for you. As a nice little thank you gift.
He kind of like aims down the sights with it and just starts kind of messing around with it. Oh, all right. When are we leaving exactly? I'd kind of like to get out of here if there's a bigger city to see.
Well, if all works out, we'll be heading back to the capital. But for right now, if we're going to be heading out with you, I figured you'd at least have some level of protection on you. And since...
It's appreciated, thank you. If I could get a sword as well, that would be helpful. Preferably a lighter sword.
You are asking so much of me, You know what? No, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out the regular short sword I have at my side.
That works. You'll tie it onto his side.
Also
It didn't have to be yours, by the way. I was just general.
Also a fucking loner. Don't get your head on it.
He goes ahead and draws it and kind of takes a few strikes with it. Well, weird feeling, but we'll do.
If it makes you feel any better, we're going to try to start doing some research, figure out where this gate where you came from is, try to replicate it, and see if we can't find that other you in some respect.
Oh, trust me, when we find that other me, I'm gonna kick his ass.
You say that, but that 6-shooter of yours, that thing is a fucking nightmare.
I'll have something equal to it, hopefully, by the time I'm done smithing.
Uh-huh. Good
Hey.
talk. See you out there on the road, possibly later today. Who knows?
Thanks. That was just a fucking ray of sunshine.
Can you feel the
No, that's
love?
no. Like
Fuck off!
as he's walking away, he just looks at the guards. Says, "Fucking ray of sunshine, man. What is
You're
is there
my new
anything else
best friend.
Is there anything else you guys want to get done in Arkala?
Don't we still have to search for that spy?
You notice, I would say at this point, you would have noticed they seem to have gone through most of the females at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They're still interviewing, but you know that they've gone through a lot of them, so you're not quite sure if the spy is just really good, or if they've fled town at this point.
Yeah, that was going to be my first question. No missing persons, no...
Make an investigation roll.
well...
I'll
Fuck
help.
me.
I should be the one
But
doing
I was going to say you say that, but I have a 0.
Go ahead, Flanar. Investigation. You're the one who said it.
I was told I'd get help, so I'm rolling at advantage.
Yes, you are. No missing persons.
Yeah.
Yeah, can
You
I
did.
be the one investigating?
If you'd also like to make an investigation check, Ophelia, you may.
Lead investigator, let's go.
Nope, no missing persons.
Lead investigator. On the case.
Well, ain't that some shit? At best, Spy left before the battle happened. At worst, Spy hung around, saw our boy, and is already relaying information back to them. There's a turncoat.
Maybe they can't find it because she's higher up in the positions.
What, like he is?
Yeah, something like that.
I would think that such information would be pertinent, and he would have said so. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'd be really hard to kind of look at your group and go, well, there's this one individual that I know that can disappear out of fucking nowhere. Well,
Anything else you guys want to do?
Interviewing the higher ups might be a good idea.
you say interview the higher-ups, but right now we've got some issue. We need to either start moving, or we need to start figuring out some other ways.
Well, to be fair, Ezra does not want to go anywhere while Goo is still exhausted.
I'm okay.
We can still take long rests as we go.
Next time I'll just be slow.
That's true.
And besides, well, we actually came by with a caravan. That's right. We didn't exactly bring our own stuff, did we?
You guys have your own stuff, but you were escorting a caravan when you came.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
Jordan, I
that
didn't
was
realize
also.
we were talking in character.
I would think the best course of options we have right now is to try to get out of here as fast as possible. If that spy is already gone, then we need to actually get ourselves moving ourselves.
Alright. So you guys are making for Nuxvar then? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys will gather your stuff, make your way out into the road.
Are we going to go ahead and gonna rent out some horses, or are we just taking this by foot?
But yeah, there's not really any horses here to rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, small town.
Well, guess we're on foot then.
So you guys will go ahead and begin making your way on the road. You see that you do, that as you are leaving, the guard leaves Xander behind, and you see as you guys are leaving, there's a few people that cross your path that kind of stop you for a minute and start shaking your hand in like sincere thanks, just for assisting. You see a bunch of people smiling as you're going past, again shaking hands. Some run up and hug. Flanar, you also get a hug
Yeah.
from a little kid.
Yeah. Aww. Aww.
And you guys will be escorted out of Arkala and make your way back onto the road. Xander kind of following alongside. You see as he's walking, he actually has like a small backpack that he's been supplied with some supplies in it. He reaches in, takes out one of the masks, one of the bird masks, and he puts it over his face and makes sure the hood is covering the rest.
Talk to me about that fucking thing. What use is it?
It's to ensure that members of our organization remain anonymous. We're not doing this for praise. We're doing this because it's the right thing. Cheesy as that sounds. It's what the director's the one that came up with the idea for them.
Director, this is different from the other guy you're talking about.
The commander is who oversees military operation. The director is who oversees our bases and ensures that supplies get where they need to go.
Uh-huh.
Although I guess I can't say I'm not suspicious of him anymore, but the director didn't ever seem to be on the same page as the commander. So it leads me to believe that Tremor may have been operating on his own, but I don't really know what to believe anymore.
And who is the director?
Let me get notes.
Ooh!
As our DM gets notes, I would like to inform everyone that NordVPN
Is a software.
is a
No, we are not
software
sponsored by
service.
May I talk with Ophelia while you're getting notes, or do you have them?
I'm looking at it because certain members of Special Forces have different information. And Xander doesn't know the director's name. Xander just knows him as the director.
Interesting. So
Finally, some
level
good
of
fucking food.
level of anonymity about certain people.
I think Nadia knew his name, but the director liked to stay as anonymous as we were supposed to be. So we all went by titles.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you all went by titles, what was yours?
Umbra. Name for my... Racist as it sounds, it was because of my skin color.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful.
It was never meant with any maliciousness. I just didn't really ever have any...
Someone just came up with a name?
I didn't really ever have any higher skill sets when I first joined Rome. I learned gunsmithing later on. But by then, I'd already earned the nickname.
Not to mention that certain nicknames help in the ability of coping, where you don't know anyone personally.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, I know.
But as you guys go ahead and you push on forward, for the most part, a rather uneventful 6 days of travel from Arkala to Nuxvar. You can talk to Ophelia if you'd like to. Go.
Hey, Ophi, you got a second?
Yeah.
You ever think about going home?
Sometimes, yes.
I mean, it's been 10 years. I don't know if your parents are still there. I can only hope, but...
I'm pretty sure they're fine. They've always been able to take care of themselves. But why do you ask?
I don't know, it's just... I'd be homesick if I were you. You kind of just woke up without knowing what was going on.
Well, it doesn't really matter now, does it? I don't think I plan on going home for a while.
You don't want to, but if you ever feel the need, I'll do my best to make it happen.
Thank you. What about you?
Go to a burned down, destroyed village.
Well, I guess that isn't very welcoming now, is it?
I mean, I could go visit my daughter's grave. I can't really do the same with my wife. She was sick when they attacked, and I'm pretty sure she was asleep when they burned my house down.
By the way, why did you not want to be brought back?
Like, why did I not want to pass on?
Yeah, you said something like that to Ezreal, right? When she brought you back, and you said that you gave her specific instructions not to. I don't think I got to that part in the notes, but
When I died, I saw my family up there, and
Oh.
Did we get a follow-we?
No, it's Rick. He's saying that he fell asleep on the couch. Rick, it's okay if you need to go. You need to go, man.
Take care of yourself.
I'm
No, he's
rested
good, he's
now.
good, he's
Yeah.
good. So
You
you guys
know how
are
power naps work?
Yeah. What?
so Rick, you guys are right now en route back to Nuxvar.
Okay.
Continue. Sorry.
I know it's kind of weird to hear this, but I think it's actually better for them in the afterlife. I kind of
Why?
I felt like it was more important for me to come back and fix things here first.
I think there's nothing for people in the afterlife. They have a lot to live here, so
Maybe. But if somewhere out there they're there and they're happy, then I guess it's good enough for me to fix things for my other family here.
sit with Ezreal. I give him like a nudge. Come on, you can tell me. I can keep a secret.
What secret?
That you like her. It's not really that big of a secret, is it? I mean, from how you guys have.
Point of note, you were saying this in the middle of a traveling trip.
I thought we would have backed off a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I do like her. She's a very nice person. It's not like that.
It's the dreaded love triangle.
Really, I have a wife and daughter who I love very, very much. I want more than anything to go see them. But I feel like I'm one of the few people that can fix this.
I understand. It's
Besides-
good to be dedicated to someone.
But you haven't met Nakax yet.
Who?
Ezreal's boyfriend.
Wait, she has a boyfriend?
Yes. That's kind of why I find this.
Yes, she took his
This is
virginity.
really funny.
In
I think
0.8
they took
seconds.
each other's, but
What's he like? Is he like really strong? Like, is he like really good at magic? Is he like huge.
He's the greatest magician that's ever lived.
Is he all about the length or is he about the girth?
So are you guys? Hold on. Are you guys like away from the party or aren't you? 'Cause-
Oh yeah, but like I was gonna say,
I would have tried to be, but I guess I didn't specify, so it's up to Eric.
you know what? Hold on a minute. I'm gonna handle this right now.
Is he strong? Is he good with magic? Is he huge?
With that 15,
Not
I'm
what I
gonna say
meant,
I definitely
but-
got that.
Not what I meant by that, but okay.
You know what you meant.
I got a nat 20 on my perception check.
Alright, well, you will definitely hear Ophelia say, is he huge?
He's not here right now, so I don't see why it matters. I'm just gonna keep
I
walking.
think she deserves to know who he is.
Well, who he is, yes, but not the little details.
Oh, so he's little.
I didn't say that.
You definitely said something about little details.
So is he like 5 foot?
You know what I
5'2"?
mean.
So he's like 5'2".
fit.
Oh, well, we're streaming.
He's like 6 foot something. I don't know.
Okay.
Ah, so he is huge.
He's okay with magic. He kind of got up and he went on his own little journey for a little while, I guess.
I'd say he's very good with magic. And he's sweet and he's always kind to me and let's just keep moving.
Alright. Well, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Streamlabs.
Oh no.
Okay, there it goes. Properties.
Too huge.
Free Hughes. It's Free Hughes. Let me test
He's
something.
pretty
real quick.
big, but he's not Biachi's biggest.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, as you guys go ahead and push on, making your way into the city of Nuxvar. Crossing through the gates, you are welcomed by a number of guards seemingly awaiting your arrival. As you are all escorted to the palace. You arrive, and a lot of the air about the place seems to be in celebration. There are different banners and different very ornate things that are put on display as you make your way into the throne room. You see, sat at the head, Emperor Daler Alf, alongside his wife and children, his advisor, and you see the guards fanning the sides as they enter. You actually, as you guys enter, there is a rousing applause for you as you enter. As the Emperor steps down, clapping, and comes over, says, "Well, I'm glad you returned so quickly, as quick as you could. First of all, I want to thank you, all of you, for assisting in defending this empire's territory. Because of you, we are able to now push some of the Brotherhood back and begin reclaiming what was ours. Secondly, I want to, Flanor, thank you for your continued efforts in staying with this group. You've done great service to, and I'm sure you understand you've done quite a service to this empire. I would like to extend a reward for you heroes of Arkala." And he, as he kind of looks back, you see a number of some servants come over. Two of them are carrying a pretty hefty chest. As they set it in front of you. Please, if you would like to.
Me first, and then
You open it.
I'm gonna try to open the
You
chest.
go ahead and open it up, and there is just a smattering of gold in the chest. As well as a set of documents that are rolled up and placed atop of them.
Yeah, I can't read that. Just give me some gold.
No shame in her, is there?
We'll take out the first document.
You go ahead and take out the first document, and as you open it, it is a letter of thanks and congratulations for your efforts in the war, stating that you have become true allies to this empire, and that you will be welcomed. You will be welcome to explore it to your heart's content. You are no longer under the watch of the emperor. You pull out the second document, and as you open it, it is a deed.
Oh, do we get all?
It is a small thing, but I'd like to make your stay here in the Empire, if you plan to stay, more comfortable.
What is it?
It's a deed to a simple 4-story manor, close to the palace, that you are more than willing to stay at. Consider it yours.
4 stories.
Yeah, like you basically like see Flanar just trying to like keep himself together.
Simple.
We have a home.
Why, thank you.
That's
I have a...
Didn't know that service would have been this rewarding.
Well, as I said, services to this empire are greatly rewarded. The members and families that helped in the defense as well have been compensated.
I have a home now. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you as well. And he looks over at Xander. You must be Mr. Callum. Yes, I am. Well, I wish to have a private conversation with you once we have finished here. He says, of course. Says, well, as I said, thank you very much to all of you for your service. And we will have some people show you to your house shortly.
How much coin is in this chest?
That is 50,000 gold pieces.
Oh my god. What?
I am mere peasant.
Hey guy, I'm gonna be back really quick. I gotta change my pants.
I am but so the strat is everyone gets a Ring of Spell story. And everyone goes
Thank you very much for your
Yes,
your
thank you,
gracious.
thank you.
Of course, of course. Hey, Flanar. Did you have a rank before? I'll get to this. This will come later, but I'm just curious, like, because usually soldiers have ranks.
I would say, well, if it was anything, he would have still technically fell under grunt.
Sure.
And yeah, he would not have been that high up.
All right.
I forget what the terminology
I was
is.
asking because I'd never asked you before, and I had a special thing for Flanar.
Uh-oh.
That's the thing. Flanar, an additional thing. General Shattershell has recognized your deeds and would like you to come on as a member of his team indefinitely to assist in future endeavors and operations around the continent. Take some time to think about it. So I understand this is a lot to take in, but please, if you are interested, I will get word to him immediately.
Of course.
Here, go drink a beer.
Yes, very, very.
I just added 200 pounds to my carry weight.
Is that why you went to the bathroom? You gotta get rid of some of that 200 pounds?
No, I fucking put in the extra 10,000 gold. It's like, you're fat.
Actually, it wouldn't be 10. What it?
50,000 gold divided between the five of you.
5.
Holy shit.
10,000 gold each.
You remember when you said you were gonna be poor? Would you like to retract that statement?
Yeah, no. I don't even know how much I have.
Rick, I'm poor. Here's 10,000 gold, sir. I am no longer poor. Thank you. You have saved my life.
When you have finished and when you have made yourselves comfortable in your new accommodations, please return to me. Let me know anything you may have discovered. The commander, Arkala, tells me that you had some information regarding the Brotherhood.
Yes.
And please make yourselves comfortable, and then afterwards, please come meet with me, and we will discuss what you have found.
Oh, yes. Is there any way I can get a vault put in that place?
You assume I have not put one in.
Perfect.
It's nothing big, not a massive vault, just something to keep keepsakes in. Unless if you'd like a bigger one, I could always see if we could get that worked on. It would take a while to make.
With this much money, we need a vault that's gonna keep this much stuff.
I will talk to. I will see about.
If you don't mind.
I'll talk to Mafi. I'll see if he can make you a. I'll see if he can make you a chest, an indefinite chest, like he has.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
It's cheaper than getting renovations for a vault. Trust me.
I don't even know what to say.
Thank you, and I do hope that this shows that we do take care of our people, and we hope that you will continue your endeavors to aid this empire.
Yes.
Right, well, please show them to their show them to their new home, and you will see you will see some well-dressed servants come in, and they will escort all of you. Xander will be left behind to have to talk with the Emperor. As you guys are led, you are led to a set of carriages that are waiting to take you.
Where's he right?
The richest I've been in my life.
You make your
I
way.
need to go see Mafi.
You will. Well, you'll be shown this first, and then you can be dropped off at Mafi's afterward. As you are led away, it's not too far. It's about a 10-minute. It's about a 10-minute ride from the palace. So the palace is still very much in your view. You are led through the streets into a series of very well-made houses, with several individuals currently sat outside that are talking amongst each other. Some of them watch the carriages go by as you pass. A lot of them kind of give nods to you, just as a courtesy hello, as you pass by. You find yourselves in front of a massive red wooden building with a series of stained windows depicting several different bits of iconography. A lot of it seems to be dealing with, Flanar, you would know, a lot of it seems to be dealing with the rise of the Empire, different struggles that they had gone through in their time. That seemed to just be decoration along the outside. However, on the base floor, there are several windows that you can peer into, and even from here, as you look through, there is a massive space, well furnished, that is awaiting you. Oh, David! David, no! David died.
Oh.
The outside...
I take all of his gold and he doesn't know it.
Yeah. Along the outside appears to be what looks like a very, very small bed of flowers that have been set up and are being maintained somehow. The area outside is just a brick walkway. No grass or anything, as you've seen a lot of the area doesn't really have a lot of grasslands around. And again, it just ascends several floors. The glass itself does not appear to be... it's mostly around the second floor and does not appear to be functional glass. It appears to be decorative, but interlaced with it appear to be functioning windows that lead to the outside. That lead to look to the outside. As you are all dropped off, you stand before this monolith of a manor before you. You can see that there are two balconies set up on the outside that are wide and just overlook the streets below. You can see that the actual design of it, as you get closer, there's little filigree that is carved into the wood around. That just gives it this beautifully ostentatious presentation. You can see that the roof itself seems to be tiled in such a way as to almost give this swirled, almost give like this beautifully rounded look to the top of the house. And as
very, very quickly. Zion Sigil, I've had a nice little chat with you on chat. Ooh. And you have followed us on Twitch. Thank you very, very much
Thank you
for doing so.
Much appreciated.
Yay.
I'll be sure to check out your channel too, because
Yeah.
apparently he's also streaming his D&D stuff as well. So,
and as you approach, you will be handed your chest will be escorted inside along with everything. As you open it, there's this wonderful scent of what smells like lavender and incense. Just this very welcoming, homey feel as you enter. And you guys have your manor. We'll go ahead and pick this up next week, where I will have the maps for the manor fully created.
whew. All right.
Cool.
Welcome to your house here in the Empire.
Yes, welcome to the house.
Yeah.
Also,
Before we wrap, though, as the final individuals are walking in, they will go ahead and produce the deed, and as they open it, you will see that the manor is unnamed. And we'll hand it over to you and say, and then if you please, just a name for it, so we can return a portion to the Emperor.
May we have time to think on it?
Of course. We'll give you some time. Please feel free to explore the place. And
What did you say?
the deed does not have a name on it. The manor that you guys have is unnamed. So this is so you guys have a week to think about what you'd like the house name to be. Like I said, I will have
Flanar maybe transitioning out of the group as well, since that's gonna be a thing. Excitement all around.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and pick this up next week, guys. I know it was a little bit of a more condensed session today, but getting everything taken care of, coming off of a long battle, and yeah, we'll pick this up next week. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and we'll
Twitter, follow
May. Twitter, follow YouTube, links, dab.
We're
Anyway, we'll see you guys next
professionals.
Saturday. We'll see you guys next Saturday, and